Alright guys, Zinc here, welcome back to the channel for another Final Fantasy Ever Crisis video. And today we are going to talk about guaranteed 3 times CACTUAR farming, right? Now, it's not clickbait, and it's up to you guys if you decide you want to use this method or not. It's 100% going to save you an absolute buttload of stamina, okay? But it is a little bit time consuming and it might not be for everyone. However, you will get more bang for your buck with regards to your resources, okay? So, farming cactuars, you cannot simply quit stages and go back in and hope you are going to have a cactuar showing up, because the game has some sort of a seeding system in place where if you've not got a cactuar, no matter how many times you quit and go back in, you will not suddenly generate a cactuar, okay? So to basically generate a cactuar, you almost have to reset that seed, okay? So that the game will then potentially do a roll and serve you up a cactuar or not. This is the most efficient way I found of doing it. This will work on any stage you want to farm. Again, it's really going to come down to your investment in time. So I'll show you now, literally, what you do, right? But I'll also show you during this entire video roughly how long it takes for a cactuar to show up, right? So we've just done a stage on one stamina usage. I've then gone to 3 stamina usage. I've not got a cactuar, so I quit, right? Now if I do a stage again now, I'm not going to get a cactuar. It's not going to happen, okay? So what you then do is you go back into the stage using 1 stamina run, so 20 stamina for this stage, and you complete the stage as normal, because we're not getting a cactuar here, okay? Now, quitting a stage costs you 1 stamina. I need you to remember that number, 1 stamina, okay? Running a stage times 3 costs you 60 stamina. So, when you get cactuars, depending on the level of the cactuar, you can get double or triple materials, okay? So, unless you're using more than 60 stamina quitting stages, okay, which you're not, you are going to get a greater payoff for your runs. So I found that this, for me, is the best way to do it. Hi Timu, is the best way to do it. I run the stage that I'm doing anyway on 1 stamina. Then after that, at the end of the stage, I check using the 3 stamina run, okay, do I have a cactuar? When I don't have a cactuar, I then quit out of the stage, I go back into it again, I do it with 1 stamina, and then at the end of that stage, I check again using a 3 stamina run, okay? Now just before I started recording this video, I had just had a cactuar, so this is like a fresh count, okay? Your mileage can vary on this. You can sometimes do 2 resets, sometimes you can do 10 resets. It's not always set in stone, okay? Every time you quit, it is going to cost you 1 stamina. So remember that, okay? Each quit is going to cost you 1 stamina. So we're going in again here to see if we've got a cactuar. We don't have a cactuar, we're going to quit out of it, and we're going to go back in again, and we're going to complete it with 1 normal run. So using 20 stamina, and we'll get our normal drops, so we're not losing out on anything. The only thing we're losing out on is that 1 stamina that we are using to essentially check, right, if we've got the cactuar or not. Now at this point, some of you might be watching the video thinking to yourself, hey Zinc, what are you doing? This isn't worth it. By the end of the video, you'll see how it actually is worth it, okay? So far we have done 2 resets, and we have consumed 2 stamina, right? 2 stamina. This method to me has its pros and its cons, right? Its pros are you will get more for less stamina. That's it. Facts, okay? You will get more resources for less stamina. Absolute facts, okay? Whether you've got the stamina pass or not, you are going to walk away with a greater yield of resources from this than if you were simply just doing your 3 times runs constantly. So I say it's got its pros and its cons. I've just told you you'll get more stuff for less stamina. That's a great pro. What's the con? The trade-off is time. Right? You are taking more time to do this, okay? So this is something that would actually probably benefit greatly benefit free-to-play players most, because free-to-play players obviously don't want to put money into the game. So for them, they want to extract as much value as possible out of what they've got, basically, right? And this method will 100% do that. It will 100% give you better returns for your investment. So far we've wasted 3 stamina, okay? I need you to keep note of that, because again, by the end of this video, you are going to completely see how this pays off. Normally I would have cut the video a little bit short, but I'll be honest guys, I want to give you a full and true representation of the average kind of runs in doing this, right? Because I don't want you to think, oh, do you know what, he said this was going to be fantastic, I've done this 3 times and I've not had a cactuar. You're not going to have that every time, right? You're not. Sometimes it's going to take you 5, sometimes it's going to take you 10. I've not gone over 10 yet, but I dare say there'll be a time when I will go over 10, right? But the thing you need to remember is, even if you go all the way to 20 resets, you have wasted 20 stamina. A cactuar is going to double your payments, okay? So that is going to give you the equivalent of 60 stamina. No, 120 stamina worth of rewards for doing the stage with a cactuar versus just doing it without the cactuar and getting 60 stamina worth of rewards. Now I think we're coming up, I'm looking at my timeline down here, I think we're coming up fairly soon. I think we're like what, maybe another 2 runs away from this actually paying off. But again, I just want you guys to see just now, so we've wasted 4 stamina, okay? 4 stamina. Now I don't want to spoil what happens, but when you get the cactuar, okay, you can sometimes get lucky. That's all I'm going to say. You can sometimes get lucky, and you will see what I'm talking about during this run. Now, while this might take a little bit of time, it's not really wasted time when you think about it, because each run that I'm doing to reset the seeds, so to speak, I'm doing a normal farming run. So I'm getting resources here that I want to get, right? Then I check. When I don't get what I want, I quit. I do it again to reset the seed. I get the resources I want to get. I check. When I've not got what I want, I reset. And I repeat that process until we see cactuars on our 3 times run. And then at that point is when we basically spend that 60 stamina, right? So again, trust the process right now. I know we've done a few resets. I know this video is already 7 minutes long, but it is very important, like I say, for you guys to see a full and true picture of what you can basically expect by doing this, right? So we've done 4 resets so far. After this one, it's going to be our 5th reset, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's going to be our 5th reset. Let me see, because I don't think it pops up here. I'm pretty sure it doesn't pop up here, in fact, right? So let me see. As soon as I see the foot, that's it. I'm already clicking up top. I'm looking to do my reset. So that's us done 5 resets. We've wasted 5 stamina so far. You're probably thinking to yourself at this point, hey Zink, you said this was going to save me stamina. You've just wasted 5 stamina, right? That's fine. I'm not worried about that. Yes, true, I've wasted 5 stamina. We will not worry about that, because you've got to trust the process here, okay? So this is our run number 6 of our single stamina runs, okay? So each time we've done this so far, we have consumed 20 stamina on a normal farming run. Now, I'll be honest, I've weighed this up myself and I thought, right, okay, does this only make sense if you do not have the stamina pass? I think the answer is no. Right, I think it makes sense for everyone. As long as you are willing to do it time-wise, then I think this makes sense for everyone to do this, because you are going to see far greater payoffs from the stamina that you're using, right? At the expense of time, obviously. So as long as you've got the time, this is wholeheartedly 100% worth your while on doing, right? So this is run number 5, this is run number 6. So if I do reset here, that's reset number 6, and that will be 6 wasted stamina, right? Again, I could have presented this in a different way to make it seem like, oh, this is easy guys, you know, you only need to do this 2 or 3 times and this is what you'll get. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give you a real picture of the kind of time investment it's going to take, but then obviously you'll see the payoffs you'll get from it, right? So this is reset number 6, I believe, right? Reset number 6. Now, I think we're now coming up on when the cactuar is going to show up, right? And then we can really talk about the rest of the process. So we've reset 6 times, 6 stamina now wasted. Go in, we'll do this run. So again, 6 stamina wasted. You need to remember the cost of the 3 times run is 60 stamina. So just bear that in mind, because it is important when you factor in, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I think that regardless of how you look at it, it's definitely worth it. 100% definitely worth it. It's just, do you have the time? That really comes down to you. So this is run 7, I think. If I reset now, this is 7 stamina wasted, right? And I don't know if it pops up this time. This might be the last reset, possibly. I'm looking down at my iPhone at the timeline, and I'm not sure, because I don't remember. I don't remember. And again, I could have manipulated this to make it look like it was quicker, but I don't want to do that, because if you guys are going to undertake this task, I'd rather you knew exactly what was in front of you, so that you guys knew if the payoff was worth it for you or not, right? So, I think I'm losing count, right? But this is run number 7. So if I reset now, this is reset 7, and that's 7 stamina wasted. If I'm wrong, you guys know I'm wrong by 1, and it's 8 stamina wasted, but I think it's 7 stamina wasted, right? If we reset here, which I think we do. Yeah, so at this point, we've wasted 7 stamina, and we're now, I believe, coming up in the window where I get the cactuar showing up, okay? Now again, you can't just reset. You can't just go in and reset the level. That doesn't work. You've got to do this whole thing where you do the non-cactuar run, because the game knows. I don't know what it's got in the background. I don't know if it's just basically got you've had your role, right? You've had your behind the scenes role that says you're not going to get a stamina. You're not going to get a cactuar happening. I don't know if that's what it is, right? But it's doing something that just prevents you from constantly resetting. Because obviously if you could constantly reset, you would just start the level, quit, start the level, quit, start the level, quit, use up 1 stamina each time until you get the cactuar popping up. But you can't do that, it doesn't work. I've tried it. I sat for half an hour, it does not work. This was the most efficient way I found of doing this. And again, while right now we're into quite a long video, you're probably thinking, I don't think this is worth it. You're going to see when the cactuar pops up why it's worth it, and why I think if you're someone who's really wanting to eke out as much as you can from your stamina packs, especially with us getting the stamina event coming up, this could really do it for you, right? What I will say just now, while this is running, we're still here, so after this one it'll be an 8 reset, right? You can do this on any stage, right? I chose this stage specifically, and I honestly only really do it on this type of stage because it's one wave, right? That is why I like doing it here. You have certain stages where you just straight face the boss. So there's the cactuar. It was 7 resets or maybe 8 resets. I'm not entirely sure, right? But we know straight away we've got a cactuar, so I can just do the run. If I was doing this on a different stage where it's got like 3 waves, you would have to actually check wave 1, wave 2, get to the boss, no cactuar, reset. It's going to take a lot more time, but it can be done. It can totally be done, 100%. It works the exact same way. It just takes longer because you have introduced more waves. So I like it better on stages like this simply because it gives you less variables. You don't have more stages to go through, right? Now, we're not quite done yet, right? So this is us. Obviously, we've done 7 or 8 resets. We wasted 8 stamina, and we finally got our cactuar popping up, right? So we'll beat the boss. We'll see what rewards we get. Remember, we're running 60 stamina for the first time, but if you include the wasted stamina, we've spent what, 68 stamina to do this stage, right? And then when we kill the boss, we'll see what rewards you get, which should be coming up now. Okay, so there's the boss defeated. We'll get to the results screen. Now, I just got one cactuar there, right? And I would tell you like about the other cactuars and stuff, but trust me, don't worry about that, right? So there you go, there's your results, right? So you can see obviously that because we get the cactuar, we basically got double resources, okay, from this run. So for the cost of 60 stamina, we essentially got, what, 120 stamina worth of results. And what we had to do to get that guaranteed was waste, on this occasion, 8 stamina, right? So if you only finish your 60 stamina runs when you have got the cactuar there, you can obviously see you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. Now, what do you do when you get a cactuar? You basically repeat the process, except you don't have to do a single stamina run, because you can sometimes get back-to-back cactuars, right? So once you've done it, once you've had your 60 or your 3 times run paying out your cactuar, you then check one more time. And if you've not got a cactuar on that run, you then reset, do a 1-time stamina run again. That's basically what you would do, and you would just repeat that cycle. So you can see here, 60 stamina, I'm going to check, let's see, are we lucky enough that we can have back-to-back cactuars, because it can obviously happen. And we had 3 cactuars. Immediately after it, we had 3 cactuars. So I've only done 2 3 times runs in this 16-minute video. I wasted 8 stamina to only do the runs when I had cactuars, okay? On the first run, I got the worst possible outcome. I got a single cactuar. But then immediately following it, just checking, I wouldn't have finished this run if I didn't have these cactuars. I immediately was then presented with multiple cactuars, and I did the run again, right? So by the time this is finished on just this one video, I will have used, on 3 times runs, I will have used 120 stamina, right? Total 120 stamina. And because we've got these cactuars here, plus we had the cactuar in the other run, we'll work out roughly how many runs worth of resources we got from those 2 guaranteed 3 times cactuar runs, right? So in the first one, we got 2 times the resources. We'll see at the end of this one, because of the multiple cactuars, how many resources we actually got for our 120 stamina. Okay, sure, we did do the standard, what was it, 8? I think it was 8 or 9 standard 20 stamina runs, but we never lost anything there, we never gained anything there. Those were standard runs, okay? We had to do that to essentially trick the game into re-rolling for us and giving us a shot at maybe getting a cactuar. So let's finish this, we'll get to the results screens, and then we will talk about the overall, is it worth it, is it not worth it? I'm not going to say to you guys whether I think you should do this or not. I'm just going to present my thoughts on, is this worth it, right? So we're just about to get there in a minute. Once we kill this boss. There we go, boss is dead. So from our 2 cactuar runs in this video, once we get to the results, I will pause it. Let's see. Here's our payout. So there's our payout. You can see from this one, obviously we got way more than double resources because we had so many cactuars. So we got 8 of the pink nanocubes, 7 of the standard nanocubes. If you look at the standard resources up top, we got 3 of the pink. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 of the green one as well, but obviously it's not always guaranteed, right? So here we got the equivalent of, what, 3 times the resources from this run. So that would be equating to the equivalent of 6 and 6 is 12, 180 stamina. And on the previous run, we got 2 times the resources, which would equate to the equivalent of 120 stamina. So add that 120 stamina to the 180 stamina, you've got 300 stamina. So we got 300 stamina worth of resources from using 120 stamina plus wasting 8 stamina to check. Okay, so you can see there that just doing that kind of number crunching, it pays off, it works out. I mean, even if I had to do maybe 10 more resets, and even if we didn't get the triple cactuars, even if we just got another run where it was double resources, that would still be giving us double resources, which would equate to the usual 2 runs at this, twice 240 stamina, but we would maybe have only used, say, 150. So again, it's up to you guys if you want to use this. It does work, 100% it works. It's kind of time consuming, but you can guarantee yourself that every single time you do a 3 times run, you are going to get cactuars, whether it be 1, 2, 3, whether it be normal, gold, whatever, doesn't matter. Sometimes you can get free gold, you know. You will get more bang for your buck. You can do this on normal stages that give you EXP, that give you weapon leveling materials and all the rest of it, and all of your payouts will be boosted due to those cactuars. The only difference with those stages is they have got 3 waves, so you've got the potential of the cactuar showing up on wave 1 before you fight, wave 2 before you start that, wave 3 before you start the boss. So to actually check it, you would have to let all those runs finish right up to the boss, then reset. So it's a bit more time consuming. It does work the exact same way, it's just a bit more time consuming. So again, you would have to decide for yourself, is that worth it for you or not? For me, probably not. It takes too long to do it on the multiple stages, but for these stages, it's not too bad because immediately you know, and you can just quit out. So it's up to you guys whether you use it or not. You can let me know in the comments down below if you think it's worth it, or if you would rather just do 3 times run, 3 times run, 3 times run, take the cactuars when they come. All I can say is, you will definitely use less stamina doing this, you will definitely get more bang for your buck, but again, ultimately, you need to be the ones that decide, is it worth it for you or not? I'm just showing you the method. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Thumb up the video, comment, let me know anyway, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.